So today's video is for you home sellers out there. Today we're going to talk about how to price your home in this crazy real estate market so that you can sell it fast and for the most amount of money. That's coming up next. Stick around. Hey everyone, it's Matt Allen here once again with the Allen Real Estate team. Thank you for taking time to watch this video. As I always say, if you're new to this channel, please take time to hit that subscribe, turn on that bell notification so that when I upload a new video, which is usually weekly, you get notified. What I try to do is provide as much information about real estate here in Central Florida, and today we are talking to sellers. Sellers have to be very careful in the current market we're in, and just so you know, we are in, actually tomorrow is September 1st, 2022. The market is doing some shifting slightly, nothing crazy. If you are interested in knowing a little bit about what the Central Florida real estate market's doing, hit this. I'll put a link up here so you can see exactly what's going on. But today's video is strictly for those sellers and what do we need to do to price our house to get it to sell. We're seeing longer days on market, which tells me that buyers are being a little more cautious when they're buying homes. So pricing is number one on my list. When you're pricing homes, make sure you are looking at the solds. And I would look at solds all the way back maybe 180 days and kind of gauge where the market is selling similar like kind property. Remember, we're not doing just price per square foot. We are looking at houses that are similar to ours and that are in the same shape. You're looking at roof age, appliances, all the systems, making sure that everything is, we're comparing apples to apples. That's the biggest thing. So that's number one, is pricing it based on what is sold for the last 180 days. Now I know what some of you sellers are doing. You are swinging for the fences. You're like, this is my opportunity to cash in on this crazy real estate market, so I'm going to price it as high as I possibly can. I'm going to break every record in the neighborhood. That may have worked 4 months ago. Right now, we are not seeing it happen unless you're in a market, a specific market here in Central Florida or wherever you're watching this, that the demand is so ridiculously high that's still working. But on a whole, it's starting to change to the point where instead of a house being on the market 4 days, we're seeing it on the market 30 to 40 days. So there's been a pretty drastic change in days on market. So the days of swinging for the fence may be coming to an end, unfortunately. So in today's market, we're having to do a lot more work to make sure the house is ready for sale and is appealing to the buyers that are out there right now. 3 months ago, we'd make sure the house was clean, not really worried too much about repairs, put it on the market, and we'd get 3 to 4 offers. But today, you gotta make sure all your deferred maintenance has been addressed, things that may need to be repaired. Those requests are coming back, so make sure those things are addressed before you put it on the market. Make sure the house is, the paint is touched up, all the things that make a house, what I like to call a shiny penny, are done so that you're drawing as much interest as possible, because there's fewer buyers out there, and that's kind of the truth of what's happening in most markets, specifically here in Central Florida. Hey, last but not least, make sure your realtor is doing everything possible to get your house in front of as many people as possible. I preach exposure whenever I'm sitting down with a new seller to ensure that we are pushing that house out to the maximum number of people locally, statewide, nationally, and internationally. So you gotta hit all those pillars in order to be successful. Make sure your agent is doing professional video, professional photography, aerial photography. They're sending out postcards. And what most agents aren't doing is calling the neighborhood, letting the neighborhood know, or dropping by postcards or dropping by flyers to that neighborhood, making the surrounding neighbors know this is for sale. Maybe you have a buyer, maybe you have a friend that wants to move in next to you. All these things need to be done now. 3 months ago, again, you're slapping the house on the MLS, taking 4 or 5 pictures. This is what some agents were doing. We were not doing this, but there are some agents taking, 10 photos with their phone, and they were getting the offers, so it was working in that environment, but not really the way it should be done. So make sure your agent is working as hard as they can for that big word, exposure. I hope this was helpful, you guys. Have any questions, drop them down below. I'm always available to answer any questions. And if you are local in the Central Florida area, specifically, Dr. Phillips, Windermere, Winter Garden, I specialize in those areas and I'm more than happy to help you. You can always call me direct. My mobile number is 321-228-5555. And I'm one of the few that picks up my phone. So most times you'll get me unless I'm out with a customer or, in an appointment. So thanks again. Have a great rest of your day and we'll see you on the next video. Hey, if you thought this video was useful, I got a ton of videos for sellers. Check them out over here. Thanks again.